What's up, guys? My name is Isaiah Hill, and I am continuing on with Halloween month, as I'm going to call it, with the next horror film and the Chucky series. And I'm continuing, and this is the last entry of the Child's Play series, and we're talking about the third Chucky movie, Child's Play 3. This film has a rather interesting history. After the box office success of the second Chucky movie, the studio was hoping to get another movie out as fast as possible. So Don Mancini had less than a year to write a script, and it was in 9 months, and that is pretty fast. And they wanted it out he had such a small amount of time to write it, and they wanted to get the film out in time for just make it quick, because the first two films seem to be maybe profitable, so why not just basically cash in? And it was actually because this film, Chucky was on a hiatus for a while. He will experience another hiatus later, but here is interesting, because this is the one I remember I could not find anywhere. I couldn't find it on HBO, I couldn't find it on Showtime, couldn't find it on any of the channels. DVDs, it was part of just collector's box sets. I could not find it anywhere. The first Child's Play and Chucky 2, and Child's Play 2 actually, I could find separately, but I could not find Child's Play 3 anywhere. So Child's Play 3 is one not many people really like. Some people do enjoy it because of Chucky. Some people think it's actually good for the military scene. Some people think it's not good at all. They think it feels rushed, which it was, but they wanted to put the film out early. Brad Dourif and Don Mancini have said this is their least favorite of the Chucky movies, and honestly, I can see it. This film is just a mixed bag of so many things. Military references, because apparently taking it from where there's a little kid to where you move him to being in military school, and all you're doing is you're throwing in all these military references. You're throwing in Full Metal Jacket, which here, a very popular Stanley Kubrick movie, and right there, and on the back, say that for another review, but but the thing is with this, it's just such a mixed bag, and it's just so weird, because, and there's a lot of things here. One, Chucky's mouth animations, mouth is a lot better. They actually use CG in order to incorporate the better use of his mouth, other than the other where it was just animatronic, where they move his mouth to match the words. But with Chucky, here he gets a brand new body, and many people were concerned about this. First of all, spoilers. Sorry, a little bit late, but it's true. They opened it up right after where Child's Play 2 left off with a climax, and there's a part of Chucky where a crane punches him, and there's blood that's oozing out, and it goes over a bunch of plaster, and a lot of people were why did they create multiple Chuckies? Well, Don Mancini actually had that idea, but then they changed it, but that appears later in a Chucky film. So, I'm sorry guys, I like doing this, I don't know why, I guess it's the sound, and it's just cool. But here, Andy Barclay's not a kid, he's a teenager. And the whole film, it just feels it's so much of a mixed bag. And people hate on this film for a lot of reasons. The main reason why I hear this film gets a lot of hate in the first place is because the military references, lack of really interesting kills, lack of pretty much everything. They even say Chucky's boring, and I personally kind of like the film. It's absolutely not my favorite Child's Play movie. That goes to the second one. This one is, I had when I was watching this beforehand, I was it's not as bad as people make it out to be. People make it out to be so bad to where it's unwatchable. And people have said this is probably the worst Child's Play movie. I was actually looking at a poll, and they actually said this is probably the worst one. And really, it's worse because like the time. I mean, the acting is pretty good for what they have to do. Direction is pretty good. The movements of Chucky are pretty good. The voice of Chucky, Brad Dourif, as always, is amazing. And they bumped the year up. Like, it's where it was like 8 years later. That I never got, but I think that was so that they could make it look like that it wasn't like basically but oh yeah, we're just picking up like immediately where Andy left off. Like, let's throw in all these things. And I defend this film mainly because of the fact like Andy comes off more likable in a way. I mean, yeah, like the actor that played him, he had such a limited amount of time. Chucky, he's doing really well in this film. Like, the voice is great. I think the animatronics are great on him, and the mouth movements, of course, with the CG. But the one thing I really can't stand about this movie are the cliches. You got the nerdy friend, you got the hot girl who will fall in love with the protagonist. And she's also the authoritative figure. So you just gave someone two of like cliches, and you got the hot girl that's gonna fall in love with the main guy, and you got the and now she's like an authoritative figure, like she stands up for herself. You got like the douchebag drill sergeant who like probably stays up every night watching Full Metal Jacket, because I am not joking. He quotes Full Metal Jacket so much, and they even literally take like a part of it, and every time I watch it, it makes me a little uneasy, because I just don't like the idea like how they did it. Chucky, like with a new body, he actually has a brand new body. This that says that, oh, well, now I got a new body and I can be able to do all these things. And he tries to possess another boy. But the thing is, like, so many people think, like, this movie in particular, like, it was a lot more, they just made it bad because it was like that horror film craze. No, the main reason why the main reason why it has like a hated reputation is because it was rushed. It was rushed. The screenplay, it's not bad because it's not that bad. The writing's pretty good, and the voice acting. Some of the actors are a little bit too dramatic, but there are some things in here that I like. But let's get to just like a little bit of the film. Like, Chucky basically tries to possess the boy again, like how he did with Andy. You get how it's like basically like rehashing like so many things, but Andy's like so much like now the hero, which he really wasn't in the first two movies. He just stood up for himself, and he stood up past his nightmares. And a lot of people, like, how this film even opens up, like, they're like, Andy Barclay's history. No one remembers him. People are going to remember someone who talks about a killer doll. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you say. Good Guys should have been taken off the market ever since what happened. And Chucky 2, they mention it. Chucky 3, they even mention it. Like, they're trying to get back out there in order to make more money. But the thing is, like, what Child's Play 3, other than the cliches that throw me off, it's the carnival scene. Like, the carnival scene is really cool. Don't get me wrong, I like it. But it's just unrealistic. And I'm talking about a film where a doll is trying to possess a little boy. Like, where a doll is possessing a little boy. Like, this is what I mean. The carnival has a blade. A real blade that swings. And it has enough force when it swings to cut off part of Chucky's face, and there's blood. In reality, that carnival would have been shut down immediately, because you cannot have any sort of stuff like that for the rides. And Chucky, like, what I like about it is, with this movie in particular, Chucky is more, like, people are like, oh, he's diving more into self-aware. No, not exactly. That's the later. I believe that's in the next movie, actually, where he dives into that. But Chucky is good in this. I'm going to give this film a great. It was going to be a good, but then I was like, you know what? The film is not that bad. It does touch up. It does try to fill in the blanks. It tries. It actually tries to be a good film. But overall, like, the thing is, like, with me personally, I wish there was more, like, story-based, like, ideas, not, like, repeating the same thing. That's like was like a main criticism with Child's Play 2. Oh, you're just replaying, like you're trying to do all of it all over again. Here, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's just a mixed bag. But Child's Play 3, I don't believe deserves all the hate. And all the people that die in the film are men. They're male characters, which is pretty uncommon for a horror film. I believe, 8 people die in Child's Play, counting Chucky. And, yeah, they're all men. Chucky is a man. But the thing is with this, with Child's Play, it's, the first one is, scary. First it's messing with your head, is Chucky doing it, or is Andy doing it? The second one, the first one, you see what actually happens, you're like, whoa. The second one, let's just have fun with it. We already know Chucky's gonna kill people, and he's after Andy, so yeah, good job. The third one, it was basically rehashing the second movie. In my opinion, if you drop the whole military aspect, and you made, where Andy was now, in, the same thing, where a kid came across Chucky, it, to me, will play out the exact same way. The only reason why I think they did the military school thing was, I don't know, discipline areas, and make, Andy's life even more, messed up. Chucky here, he is a little funny. So, and I don't mind it. I think it's actually pretty good. But overall, this film I think deserves a great... I don't believe it deserves all the hate. I think the main reason why it gets that is just because how people feel about it. Because I think that they were expecting more after the first 2 Chucky movies were such a big hit. And how, they just wanted the film to be better. And which I agree, it could have been better. But... I don't know. Me, personally, I felt if... Another reason why it gets good, because I believe if Universal didn't want to get out another Chucky film, the film would have been a little bit more better. I don't think it's a horrible film. By all means, it's not horrible or bad, or in any case, good, now as I see it. But I say this film deserves an amazing. Well, no, great. It wasn't amazing when I first saw it, because I was a little kid. But... here, I just give it a great. But overall, this is not a horrible film. This is a film that should not be hated on so much. I believe people are just hard on this film because it's Chucky, and they want something where, it's just bloody. Stay tuned for tomorrow on that one. But overall, Child's Play 3, I think, is a great movie. I know people enjoy it, some people hate it. But me, personally, I say, if you have all the Chucky movies like I do, give it a try. I highly recommend it because if you watch the films a little bit back to back, you'll kind of see how it all fits in. But overall, I think it's great. Oh yeah, and the penguin's name right here. His name's Elijah. My girlfriend gave him to me, and he's pretty quick. So the thing is, with Child's Play. How it feels, it doesn't... Hold on one sec, guys. Sorry, that was UPS. But they were going to give me the wrong package, and I was like, he doesn't live here. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. Child's Play 3, I think people deserve to give it another chance. I don't think people should just be like, oh yeah, well, let's just do what Chucky did. Let's give it something. Let's just do whatever made Chucky work the first time, but then work again. But here, I believe, they tried, what limited time they had. They at least looked like that they gave, an interest. I mean, yeah, I can kind of see, with, the Full Metal Jacket stuff, it could get a little aggravating, but that's fine. I think the film's great. And that's really all I have to say about this. Child's Play 3 was released literally 9 months after Child's Play 2. Brad Dourif, he returns, and I believe he's the only one, except for the owner of Child's Play Factory. He's the only one that returns, but human, I guess. But overall, I think it's pretty good. That's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you guys wish to see more of my reviews and my Let's Plays, by all means subscribe. If you wish to share this video, I would love to have some more additions. I am enjoying doing the Chucky reviews and Halloween month. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. If you want to ask or request anything, like I already got some people requesting some movies. They don't request in the comments because some of them were close friends of mine. And they said, we got some ideas, so be expecting some 3 movie days. I'm not joking, 3 video days, more likely. 2 videos, 2 movies, 1 game Let's Play. And I got a game Let's Play that's actually almost done, and it should be good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. You guys are awesome, and I love you guys. My name's Isaiah Hill, and I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'm signing off.